As a reminder, folks,
I haven't eaten either.
Manager, good things take time.
Got that right.
As a reminder.
Got that right.
You got it? All
I
right.
got it right.
So what you got for me today, bro?
We rolling?
Yeah, we've been rolling.
Mike Banger, we live?
We live, dog. We live, dog.
I got a challenge for you, my boy.
Okay.
It's a quarterback builder challenge.
Okay.
You have to use specific attributes.
Specific.
Attributes to build
Not
a quarterback.
Specific. Gotcha.
Not Pacific Ocean.
Got you.
Specific.
Got you, dog.
So as far as the quarterback, you want to pick a quarterback's mind, quarterback's arm strength and his accuracy,
Okay.
his legs, his
Okay.
heart, and his build, height, weight, and size.
Okay.
So start with the mind. Where you going?
So if I'm gonna build the perfect quarterback for myself, and we talking about the mind, right? I'm going to go Peyton Manning.
Smart.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go Peyton Manning as well.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the second one?
We went the mind. You have the I forgot vision. Vision as well.
Vision.
You got to have vision.
Like vision, like Marvel vision.
The way they see the field.
Vision.
The way they see the field.
Going to
read their
say,
defenses.
I'm going to say Tom Brady.
I was gonna say Tom
Vision.
Brady as well.
That man's been in the league. Well, he's not there no more, but for so long.
I don't know. The Jets might give him a call, but we'll talk about that later. All right. So you got the mind. We got the vision, arm strength, and accuracy.
Arm strength. I'm going to. Is arm strength and accuracy together?
Strength, then accuracy.
Okay. Arm strength. I'm gonna go Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
That boy got a cannon.
I'm going Dante Culpepper.
Ooh, that's a good one. Can I take mine back?
Nope.
Dang it.
Nope. You made your bed.
I was gonna say Josh Allen because he got a cannon.
He got a cannon.
So can I take it back? Josh Allen.
I'll give you one.
Josh Allen.
I'll give you one. All right.
Josh Allen.
Okay.
For the
now
arm
for
strength.
accuracy.
Accuracy. I'm gonna say Tua.
That's nice. I'll probably go Aaron Rodgers.
I like that. I'm gonna say Tua. I do like that. That's
Legs.
Michael Vick.
Yeah, I think that's
Off
unanimous.
top.
Unanimous.
I don't even think there's a question to that. Michael Vick.
All
Michael
right.
Vick.
And then we said
Build, right? All
Build.
together? Build.
height, weight, size.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
Like, who else you gonna go? That's a monster
Newton.
of a quarterback.
You could have went Josh Allen.
No. Cam Newton. That's a monster of a quarterback, dog. Monster of a talk.
But imagine Dante's Culpepper's build with Michael Vick's speed.
Ooh. Imagine
Or Emmanuel
Emmanuel's
you
from
know who I'm talking
Clemson.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking
I know
about.
who you're talking about. Or imagine Michael Vick's speed with who would we say?
Jamarcus Russell.
Oh my God, that's like a created player, bro. That's an NFL. That is a Madden created player. Hey man, hey, good
That was
challenge.
a good challenge, huh?
I like that. Good challenge. Hey,
I stole it.
flag to
Man, Drew, play me some pimping.
What's that you listening to?
Hey, that's Dog Money by the podcast on the iPhone or the iPad. Swear it got me in my zone. Please leave me alone so I can catch up on my flight back. Takes 18, no plan B. Get it tuned in, understand me. Talking parlays, hitting sweet in a parfait. Getting bread like pantry. Say it can't be, but they did it. I know some haters that still won't admit it. Boys, they so crazy they might get committed. They talk a little different, not trying to be distant, but ain't no way you come close. You say less, you be doing the most. You can sink or swim or hop in the boat, but you better not touch that remote. Cause that's all money. Get short, get tall money. Big plaques, that's wild money. Big facts, you should call that back. Cause what y'all call money is not at all money.
Dog money.
2 men, 2 mic, 2 laptops. Too much you say, 2 lash out. Big boy then bought that cash out like cash cow.
Dog money.
Gotta keep it a buck. Ain't nowhere else we can go here but up. A win is a win and we do it again and again until we
Welcome back to the Dog Money Podcast. This is episode 8. I'll go by Money Marv. I'm sitting here with my boy Big Chubbs.
I heard.
We got Man Drew on the 1 and 2s.
Boing.
What it do, man?
Was that that's his new boing. What's going on,
Don't
brother?
copyright that.
Hey, what's going on, brother? How was your weekend, man?
No, I'm finna ask
Or
you.
actually, let's go back.
How was your weekend?
My weekend?
How was your weekend?
A mixed bag. Let's say that.
Okay, I can say the same.
Let's say a mixed bag. Let's say Thursday to Saturday was amazing.
Yeah.
And let's say Sunday was just and could have been great. It's like, should I go there already right now? Could have been great.
I'm gonna say Saturday was great for me.
Saturday was amazing.
Saturday was a great day.
But
Sunday was fun.
Sunday was fun day.
Sunday fun day.
But
Sunday fun day.
the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh my God, we'll talk about it.
Man.
Who had it the worst though? The Seahawks or the Bills?
Seahawks.
I think Josh Allen had it the worst, but we'll talk about that a little later too.
We'll get to that too.
Hey, for all of y'all listening, man, first and foremost, we appreciate y'all for tuning in
Yes,
this
sir.
week.
Absolutely.
Want to make sure you guys like,
subscribe,
tell a friend, tell 10, tell 20.
tell 20.
We getting this dog money. A simple like is small to y'all, but it's a great thing to us. So we appreciate y'all for tuning back in.
Make sure to add a comment too. It helps the algorithm.
Oh yeah, please do that.
Absolutely.
And feel free to participate. Shoot us questions. Shoot us, comments. If you want to talk mess, we can talk mess back. You got
Shoot
picks
a
you
video.
like.
We'll put the video up and
Yeah.
we'll answer the question what you got.
We talk back.
We trying to build this dog money community, man.
Let's get it, man.
We definitely do talk back. We want to roll over into the news.
Let's go ahead and get into that news.
It's not much news though. So
No, it's some good news out there.
It's some great news.
And some bad news for somebody.
Yeah. First of all, I want to say congratulations to Coco for winning the Women's U.S. Open. Like, that's a big deal.
Hey, how old is Shorty now?
I want to say she might be 21 now. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe 19.
Either way,
20,
she young
20
and she
19
getting
to 21.
out there getting to it.
Man, the wildest thing to me is that it's amazing. And I won't even say wildest. I'll take that back. The most amazing thing to me personally is being able to turn on tennis, women's tennis, and see little black girls outside of Serena and Venus dominating.
Yeah.
And it's like that's the Serena and Venus effect. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like they out here, they full surface. It's no holding back. It's no, we gonna be timid and we gonna come out here and we gonna play and we gonna dog. And we're gonna put on the show.
They got that dog.
And we gonna dog.
They got that dog.
And it's amazing to see that. Like, I love to see it.
And what's Shorty name? She's supposed to be coming back within the next few months, getting back active.
Who we talking about?
She took some time off to take some, to worry about her mental health.
I didn't know about that.
Oh,
so
my
I
God.
gotta.
Her name
you're gonna
won't
have to
come
bring
to
it
me.
back up to me.
The other black girl.
It's a few of them now.
Yeah.
You talking about? I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But let me get.
It's gonna hit me. So
It's gonna
stop thinking about it.
when we stop thinking about it. It hit us. But
I'm pissed off about this.
straight up, congratulations to Coco. Number 2, we're gonna go over to the other news because it's not much. Past this, the Aces secured that number 1 seed, which is amazing because that means that as long as we get back to the finals, which I definitely think we should, we have home court advantage.
Oh,
So-
today's Wednesday, so
and
the
it's-
playoffs start today.
Yeah, playoffs start today as we are recording right now. The playoffs start in about 15 minutes as we are recording right now. So I'm excited to see that. Excited to see the ladies dominate tonight. I definitely think they're going to open up the game and they're going to go ham. And that's it. They're poised, ready. Would love to have Candace Parker back.
Yeah,
Hopefully she can come back at some point in this run.
I hope so too.
But they're poised, they're ready. They played most of the season without her, and they played the season without her last year when they won. So
And she was hooping when she was on
she
the court.
was hoping, man. But it's that age, man. After a while, that age start. What they say that time. How do they say the time?
Time
Mother.
keep slipping away from me.
Time.
Time is slipping away from me.
Come on, dog. That's not the time that I was thinking about, but that's a good time. Time.
Bro, I'm done with you. Let's wrap this up.
Come on, man. So let's go Aces. At number one, let's go Aces. Let's go ahead and get this back to back for the city. Let's go ahead and have
think they
another
will, honestly.
championship. I do too. So I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it and excited. Outside of that, we'll get into that a little bit deeper later. However, I do want to address the grass to artificial turf conversation that's going on with the injuries that took place over the weekend in the NFL. What are your thoughts on, as a player, as a former player, and then also as a spectator, and then think about it from a business perspective? Grass, artificial turf.
As a player, I loved playing on grass.
Absolutely.
I always played on grass. I played on turf.
You smell that grass?
I can count on my hands, because I never played college ball. I stopped after high school.
Right.
So outside of flag football, I can count how many times I played on turf.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, the way you move around on grass and the way you move around on turf is so different.
Yes.
Then you also got to take into fact what kind of cleats these people wearing. Mm-hmm. Back in the day when we were in high school, we screwed in our spikes.
Yep.
They're not doing that no more.
Yep.
So
they got to the point where they weren't screwing in spikes at the end of your, right at the end of your run.
Don't call me old, bro. Watch your mouth.
I was trying to be subtle with
Watch
it.
your mouth.
I was really trying to be subtle.
Watch your mouth now.
As you were exiting out of the building and I was still in school, they did have there was no longer any screw ins. It was just.
I believe there were probably on my senior year, there were probably 5 people on our team that had just the plastic.
Yeah, because them screw ins.
And I had a pair, but they was tearing my feet
walking
up.
out.
I put the screws back up.
That's all you heard.
Bro, my dad has a video of me coming out to the field. And I'm the hype man too.
Right.
So I'm coming out to the field, but we got to walk on that asphalt and that concrete before we make it to the track at Cheyenne. Bow!
Hey, that's all they did too. And that's all they did. Outside of that, news, we don't really have too much news as far as, across the sports. I do want to make mention, however, that if you haven't signed up for our Patreon yet, it's locked and loaded. Go ahead and sign up for that thing.
Hey, if
We've
you
been
have,
producing.
you welcome.
You're welcome.
You welcome.
It's definitely paid for.
We had a time this weekend.
We had a time this weekend.
We had a time.
And we're going to get into that later in the segment. However, I do want to definitely say, just to kind of give you a heads up again, we do have a few tiers. If you want to just be our supporters of the show, we have definitely appreciate it. It's $5 a month at that set rate. If you feel like you want to give more, we'll figure out a way that you can give more, and then we can build this show even bigger than what we currently are at.
Right.
As far as
we growing, baby.
Yeah, we definitely growing.
We growing, dog.
And we got vision for
we
the
growing,
show.
dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we growing, dog. They believe now.
What's up, boss? You believe now? You hold on. Oh no. Do you believe now?
They believe.
First of all, before I get too far, that hat is swaggy.
Hey,
I ain't even gonna lie to you.
You believe?
I believe. I've been believing.
Hey.
And we're gonna get into how I've been believing.
Hey, we gonna get into it. I believe now.
But going back to the Patreon, you can support us. That's $5. The starter tier right there, that's $7. In that specific tier, you will get one write-up for the week, and you will have access to other exclusive videos. Right now, we're still working on the Discord just because it's a hassle. That I never thought that Discord would be so hard on the back end, like as far as administration.
Pause.
Come on, man.
Pause.
I said the Discord.
Hard on the back end? Come on now.
Personal foul.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Come on, man.
Nah, bro.
Come on, man.
I'm not even picking that up.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Okay, you're right. I didn't even. All right, I take some of that back.
Pause.
I know.
Simmer down.
Come on, bro.
Simmer down, dog.
Y'all gotta
Simmer
grow
down,
up, man. But outside of that, you got the starter pack, $7. All pro level is $10 right now. Once you sign up, you get 1 week free, which is giving you the ability to see how everything flows out. Try it out. $10. And then
You hit one
Keep it
ticket,
going.
you already got your investment back.
you hit one ticket, you got your investment back, especially depending on how you bet. The last tier is the Hall of Famer tier, which is $25. Go ahead and log into the Patreon. It will explain everything as far as what you'll get, except for the Discord right now. We're still working on that. Swooping on over into our NCAA segment. First of all, we wanted to introduce a new segment, courtesy of Marv. He wanted to start talking about this a little bit more, and that's the Dog Money Heisman watch list.
I'm a dog, I'm a dog, I'm a dog, I'm a dog. Every dog have his day, man.
So with this segment, what we're gonna do is we've taken 2 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
We've observed, we've watched, took a look at stats, and we have 5 candidates who we believe should be in the Heisman talk.
Okay.
But we also have one that's on the bubble,
Right.
who has a chance to knock one of these 5 off and get himself in the Dog Money Heisman watch conversation.
Yes, and then, I mean, just keep in tune because now, of course, you can bet on anything. So by the time season rolls around, we get down to the latter part of the season, you'll be able to put in like parlays depending on what sports books that you use. You'll be able to put in a bet for these specific players here. So first of all, this order is not, or this list is not in order. This is just who we have on our particular list.
Yeah, this is just our opinion.
You want to hit the first one?
Pause.
Yeah, we're going to start off with...
It was, yeah, go with the first one.
We're going to start off with Shedeur Sanders, quarterback at the University of Colorado.
I believe.
You believe,
First of all, before we get too far past that, man, we already knew what he was about. At least we already knew what he was about. Personally, watching him in high school, I don't know if a lot of people even paid attention when Deion Sanders had his show back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
That boy was getting trained by professionals since he was a kid. And when he went to Jackson State, I saw the growth. I saw how he was able to distribute the football and actually like make plays happen. Now, what I will say is I'm most surprised about, because we didn't get to see it a lot when he was at Jackson State, is his wheels. The homie can run. Like, it's not like you don't expect it.
I agree, and let me tell you what I love about that. He don't want to be.
He don't want to run,
and I love that because he want to solidify the fact, the fact that he's a pocket quarterback.
Yes,
and he has been showing us that, especially in week 1. Against the national championship runner-ups.
Week 2,
500 plus in the first week.
500.
4 receivers with 100 plus yards.
He set the school record.
Who's done that?
He set the school record.
Who has done that?
Set the school record. That's crazy.
No, who's done that in the nation?
Nobody.
Nobody has had 4 wide receivers.
That's the first.
With 100 plus yards in a single game.
He already have an NCAA record.
Bro, already.
Has a school record. NCAA record. There we go.
Keep in mind, this is HBCU talent too.
And the fact that they kept saying, he did that at Jackson State, he ain't gonna do it in a Division I.
You believe now?
But
you believe now,
the wildest thing is that we always have an argument about with a lot of people is that just because you at a HBCU don't mean that that's not a Division I program. It's still Division I.
Yeah, it's still Division I.
You got Division I players at JUCO level. It don't matter.
And people forget the fact that there's still a lot of athletes that go to the NFL from HBCUs.
From HBCUs, from JUCOs, from D2s.
Well, you got to go from JUCO to D1.
Yeah. Well, you don't necessarily have to go D1.
Can you name one?
There's a few. I would have to literally go in the bag because there is a few that didn't go D1. They went D2.
Because I know some went the JUCO route to D1.
Yeah.
We're going to get back into the Heisman watch, but since we're talking, let's talk. I know I can name a few who went from the JUCO route and went D1, like Chad Ochocinco and Steve Smith.
Aaron
They
Rodgers.
went to the same JUCO together.
Aaron Rodgers.
He did go to a JUCO.
My stepdad was actually at that school with them.
So we got a family friend, Lawrence Turner. He went to Cheyenne High School, went to a JUCO in San Francisco, went to Oregon State with Steve Jackson.
Yep.
Both hit the league together.
Yep. So it's talent to be had anywhere. You just
sometimes
as long as you a dog, they gonna find you.
Yeah, sometimes it's academics that be holding folks back.
Yep.
That's why when I used to coach, I used to preach to the kids. This football stuff is fun, but this school is where it's at.
That's where it's at.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
This is
gonna pay the bills.
You can be the greatest athlete, however, this school is gonna hold you back. So learn what you can, man. My grandfather was a big advocate for education. If somebody want to teach you something, learn it.
Yep. And my godpops, he used to always tell me, get something that they can't take away from you. And that's that education.
They can't take your education
and
from
you can educate yourself every single day.
They took the Heisman from Reggie Bush. They didn't take his degree though.
They can't take your education.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go back to the Heisman watch here.
All right, so we started off with Shedeur Sanders. As of right now, for 2 games, he's 69 out of 89 passing. Let me see, completing 77.5% of his passes. Was throwing over 903 yards, 6 touchdowns. Was that 1 interception?
No interceptions.
Oh, 0 interceptions and 1 rushing touchdown. Next up, we have Caleb Williams at USC. Dog. 55 for 71 passing in 2 games. 77.5% completions. 878 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 1 rushing touchdown, excuse me.
And they
played 3 games.
Yep.
We also have Jordan Travis at Florida State University, 38 for 60, completed 63.3% of his passes, was thrown for 517 yards, thrown 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 rushing touchdown, and an amazing victory over LSU.
Yeah.
Unexpected and amazing. You know what I'm saying?
For some people it was expected and some people it wasn't. I personally, on that particular game,
I wasn't drinking that Kool-Aid.
I wasn't expecting the game to be that.
No.
I thought that LSU was going to win the game.
And it wasn't just a victory.
And I thought it was going to be close. That game wasn't close.
They forgot to bring that Vaseline. They was giving it to him, boy.
Stop, bro.
We don't have to talk about LSU no more on this show.
Not until they get their act together, man.
We don't need to bring up LSU no more on this show. I'm sorry, Josh, but hey.
Thinking about LSU, that kind of makes you think about Brian Kelly. The biggest thing with Brian Kelly when he was at Notre Dame was he fails to win the big games.
Yeah.
That's a big game that you need to solidify your program.
Out the gate, too.
Out the gate.
Get mollywopped.
Back to it.
Next up, we got Quinn Ewers at Texas.
Yep.
Amazing victory over Alabama. Let's start off with that first. We knew it.
I'm an Alabama fan. And what did we say when we were reviewing? What did I say?
We said Texas was going to beat Alabama before week 1.
Bro.
We said it on this show.
It was on the show.
So is that another pick we gave away?
Absolutely.
For the free ski?
For the free ski. And it wasn't even a question in my mind.
At all, man.
As a fan of that team and that I know the team, I knew
You believed.
I knew it was coming.
You believed.
I knew it was coming.
So let's go ahead and throw out his stats. 43 completions, 68 attempts.
Yep.
So that makes 63.2%.
Which isn't that great. However,
the win was impressive.
It was impressive.
He put that team on his back and did what he had to do.
Absolutely.
Keep in mind in the SEC, you really don't get a lot of big scoring games in the first, except for in the first few weeks, because they like to play like the Rudy Poo teams who are just trying to get the money.
Yep. And Texas is going to the SEC.
Texas going to the SEC.
But he has 609 yards so far in the season, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, 1 rushing touchdown.
Looks like all of them rushing for 1.
Yeah, except
next up we got my boy.
My boy, what you talking about? We've been talking about.
I've hit on every Notre Dame game.
Every Notre Dame game this season. Hey, what did we say going into the season?
Man, he a dog, bro.
Man, let me tell you.
We got Sam Hartman coming out of Notre Dame. 48 for 64, completing 75% of his passes. He's only thrown for 731 yards. 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 1 rushing touchdown in 3 games.
And this dude has a chain of his rib, a necklace of his rib from when he broke his rib at Wake Forest.
Yes.
As a necklace. That's a dog.
Yeah. And then we also have an honorable mention who is another dog.
Who is on the bubble right now. That's our bubble player.
I'll let you talk about this.
That's our bubble player, Michael Penix Jr. at Washington, the quarterback. He's 57 for 78, 73.1% passing, 859 yards, 8 touchdowns, 1 interception. no rushing touchdowns. Personally, when we were going through this list, everybody I agreed with off top. And if there was one person that I would take out of the list and put Michael Penix in for, it would have been Jordan Travis. However, what sets them apart is that signature win.
Yeah.
Jordan Travis coming out of the gate with that signature win against LSU is really what set it apart.
And if LSU just so happens to kind of turn their season around,
it looks even better.
It looks even better for them.
It looks even better. So,
Yeah.
Off top, that is our Dog Money Heisman review. We'll review that every week really quick.
I'm kind of excited about this segment.
Yeah, man.
I can't wait to see what we have to talk about next week.
Yeah, because this might become something that we can make some money off of at the end of the year.
And what week was it last season when y'all just dubbed TCU as my team? Because I was like, okay,
Bro,
I'm making money on them.
I don't even know, but I got to go back and
because it might be Notre Dame this year.
No, it is Notre Dame this year. Speaking,
we 3 for 3 with Notre Dame.
Hey, and speaking of Notre Dame, let's go ahead and go into this weekend review. This past 2 weekends review, technically, but this last weekend review. First, we're going to start off with
No, let's start off with Notre Dame and South Carolina. I remember we was talking about it several weeks ago.
Okay.
And you was like, nah, that might be a struggle for them when they play NC State. I said,
No.
Yeah, we can go back.
Did I say it's going to be a struggle?
You gave me pushback. Until we talked about it, then you conceded. And then you bet on Notre Dame on week 3.
I have to go back and look because
Okay.
I like Notre Dame from the jump.
I'll make a reel and I'll tag you.
Okay, we'll make the reel and tag me then.
Yeah, but so last week, Notre Dame, they played North Carolina State. The final score was 45-24. The spread on that was 7.5. As you can see, Notre Dame covered that with ease.
Yep.
I had no problem laying that bet. Didn't sweat it.
And before you go too far past that, I want to mention that if you are in our Patreon, if you became a Patreon member before the weekend, that was my number one write-up team that every tier received. And in that write-up, I did explicitly say that I didn't believe how the odds maker had this at -7.5. I feel like personally, of course, they're going to give 3 points because NC State was at home.
Right.
And so you're going to give them 3 points already biased. But the 7.5, what I discussed was in my prediction was that I did not feel that was truly a good spread for them because I really think that they just thought that Notre Dame was the same team that they have been. They opened the weekend with a good win, and we just gonna bamboozle. They just gonna bamboozle me. No, that was my favorite play of the weekend. It made me plenty of money because it was on my straight bets. It was on my parlay bets.
It was on my
my teaser bets. It was on my money line bets, and I was taking it with no problem.
It was on my 10-leg money line ticket, which I went 8 for 10.
If you had that on FanDuel, you could have cashed out.
If I was on FanDuel, I would have cashed out.
Yeah.
Because my last 2 games are the ones that didn't win.
And that's crazy.
We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when I tell you about these hitters.
But speaking of that Notre Dame game, that was the write-up game that every single tier got. So if you were a part of the starter tier or the all-pro tier or the Hall of Fame tier,
You were advised to take Notre Dame.
that was our favorite play right there. When it go to the second in this write-up was Iowa State. That particular game, it is a rivalry game. So off top, a lot of people have
Technically,
questions.
for the state of Iowa, that's their Super Bowl.
That's their Super Bowl.
They don't have a professional team.
Yes.
So the way that we get the grills going,
Yep.
get all the drinks and everything for a Super Bowl, that's
Yes.
what they do in the state of Iowa for that game.
That's their Super Bowl. And
Week 2.
that particular game, and they've been playing that game week 2 for a couple of because it's Big 12 and Big 10 for them to get that game in, it has to be early.
Yeah.
So that particular game last season in 2022, Iowa State did win that. This was a write-up game that every single tier, actually not every single tier, tier 2, which would have been all pro and Hall of Fame tier, they would have got this write-up here. In this particular write-up, Iowa was minus 3.5-point favorites against the spread. So I did say, hey, I like Iowa to cover that 3.5 off top, easy, no problem. If you really paid attention to that game, it really wasn't close until the fourth quarter when Iowa State put up 10 points. Outside of that, the game wasn't really in question.
Right.
I do feel like Iowa is still trying to find their groove as far as on the offensive side. They've shown, from what I've watched, they've shown that they have the talent on offense and they have the ability. However, K. McNamara, who came from Michigan, he was hurt. McNamara, thank you. Appreciate it. You know how I be doing.
That's why I have a co-host.
You know how I be doing. Hey, but they saying this week he's starting to feel like himself. He was pretty injured right before season started, so now he's starting to feel like himself. In those games, you could see how he was overthrowing some of the receivers, but it's only going to take a week that, they get it going and connecting, and then it's going to grow.
You know what they need in Iowa?
What?
Mamba mentality.
They need it.
Because they play too conservative when they get a lead, man.
That's
the
offense.
Scariest thing about betting Iowa games.
Yes.
I already told y'all I don't like betting Iowa State
Yes.
games. But when I'm scared of with Iowa, when they get that lead, they'll take their foot off the gas.
And they did it both weeks.
They have.
They have.
But
they've covered.
The spread on that game was minus
3.5. I'm taking it.
And they won by 7.
Taking it.
So if you were a member of our Patreon, you're welcome.
All pro. If you all pro, that means you got two write-ups. Straight bet. That's money. You made your money back with ease. Now at this point, you already done made your money back that you done paid into the Patreon.
And you can pay for the next month.
And you can pay for the next month. And if you parlay those two plays together, then guess what? You made a straight, and a parlay. You good. Now we'll roll over to the Utah versus Baylor game. That game ended 20-13. And I want to say for me, that game was more disappointing. That particular write-up is a write-up that I did send out, and that was to the only members that got that was the HEISMAN members. I'm sorry, not HEISMAN, Hall of Fame members.
There you go.
And we don't have a Hall of Fame member yet, so if you want to be on the Hall of Fame, hey, benefits of the Hall of Fame, you actually get a chance to ask for one write-up, a personal write-up for any of the game, college or pro. So that's a benefit there. But this particular game, Utah, when I did the write-up, they were minus 7.5. Minus 7.5.
Did you personally have action on this game?
I did personally have action on this game. I took Utah at minus 7.5. However, what happened was right before kickoff, 20 minutes before kickoff, and this happens in betting, so this is part of it. The quarterback for Utah, not Cam Rising, was out. They said he was out. So they took the plays down, and the other quarterbacks was having a few little issues from the weeks prior. But they took the play down, and it went down to 6.5, minus 6.5, and then it got back up to 7. So this particular spread, if you took Utah at minus 7.5, which I did, you lost your money. If you got it at 6.5, you covered your money.
Let me tell you what I did.
If you got it at 7, it pushed, which means you got your money back.
Okay, so perfect. So me personally, I took them on a 2-leg parlay.
Okay.
I had Colorado and I had Utah, both points, but I called Utah at 7.
Push. Nice.
So I got the straight bet for Colorado.
Absolutely.
And for those of you who don't know what a push is when you take a spread, preferably a spread without a hook on it. And by hook, I mean 0.5.
Yep.
If you take the spread, we took the spread at 7. They won by 7. So if you have it on the parlay, that bet is void, and you just get your money back for that. If you straight bet it, whatever you put down, you get that back.
Yep.
If you put it on a parlay, if you put it on like a 2-team parlay,
it voids out that particular
your parlay
game.
turns into a straight bet. And if you won the other one, then you get that.
So, hey, at the end of the day, hopefully you caught it at 6.5 or 7. If you got it at 6.5, you got your money. If you got it at 7, You didn't lose your money if you got it like at 7.5 with me. You lost your money, but the write up
pushes a win.
Yeah, absolutely, because you don't lose. Yeah. But you know, all I can do is do the research. All I can do is say, hey, this is what I believe is to happen, and go from there. That's all we can do. You know what I mean?
Right.
But still a great weekend. They won me some money on my money line bets, so I'm not mad at it all. Now I do want to highlight technically 2 specific games that really caught my attention and actually won me some money over the weekend. First, we'll go over Nebraska versus Colorado. Nebraska versus Colorado. A lot of talk was after Colorado won versus TCU and they had their home opener versus Nebraska that they were not going to do it. However, Nebraska came in with a losing record, 0-1. Nebraska is pretty well known to have at least a good defensive team. Offensive over the last couple of years, they've been pretty dormant on that end. And Colorado had all the money, literally most of the money bet in college football. I want to say they said, what was it, $1 billion altogether bet on Colorado game, and mostly on Colorado favor. So personally, as a bettor, I stayed away from the point spread only because
you didn't believe.
No, it ain't that I ain't believe. I just don't like to touch too much when the public got so much money on it.
No, when it's 85% or more, I don't really like to get on that.
I don't like to touch that because sometimes in sports books they be like, yeah, we gonna
but sometimes sometimes fat meat is greasy.
Fat meat is greasy. So I still believe, but what I did was I took the first half.
Yeah,
I said these boys gonna come out and they're gonna come out ready.
First half,
and I took the first half. In the first half, when I caught the first half, it was at -1.5, and it was dog money. It was at +110. So I was like, yeah, give me that. I'll take that. And I took
that first half though.
I took that first half, and I took Notre Dame first half and parlayed that together and made me some money. You know what I mean?
Hey, what I can say about Nebraska, man, they might have to get away from that quarterback.
Well, the problem is they don't, Matt Rule, who I do believe is going to turn that program around.
I believe that too.
Because Matt Rule has always done really well with his programs. But if you pay attention to Matt Rule's coaching style, the first year when he took over Baylor, when he took over Temple, who Temple was making us a lot of money. And Baylor was making us a lot of money. But the first year when he takes over the programs, it's about establishing his philosophy. And when he going through and establishing his philosophy, he might not have his guys in place to actually get it kickstarted. So that first year is always no good for him.
I think he's sipping on that turtle juice because what's the name? Prime didn't go that route.
He is sipping on that turtle juice. Yeah. Prime didn't go that route, and neither did Texas State coach. No. They don't talk about it a lot, and he don't get it because Coach Prime did way more. But Texas State's coach,
Texas State,
and Texas State's coach essentially did the same thing. He went in the transfer portal and got 40 players out of the transfer portal.
40 of them?
40 players. So essentially he did the same thing. You do have some conservative coaches, and that's okay. But just know that when you do that, it's a slower process. And I expect Nebraska to be good going forward. Right now, they're
Once
just
they get
building.
Rid of that quarterback.
Absolutely, because he looked bad.
Shout
out to Colorado for getting a first home win. They have now went 2-0. They're number 18 in the top 25 AP, and they have surpassed their winning record for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
and they got an in-state rival coming in tomorrow. And they got this weekend,
bro. And I'm looking. I think I'm more so, and that's that game. They about to go crazy because it's personal.
Yeah.
What he say in this game? Oh, it's real personal against the rivals.
So you believe, dog?
I've been believing.
You believe, dog?
They've been giving me money.
All right, then.
Actually, going back to that, they won me money week 1 because I took a money line.
You know what's crazy? I did too.
Why not?
I'm gonna be honest.
We talked about it on the show. Remember, I said, this is my words exactly.
I remember telling you I'm not touching the points, but I'm taking them on the money.
What I said to you exactly is the more that I look at this and the more that I research this game, the more I love that 21 points. Mm-hmm. And then I said, they can definitely probably win this game.
And because you said that, I said, forget it. I'm going to just go ahead and do it. Not even expecting to win.
We out here giving free money on
What was the odds on that?
the money line.
At one point, it was like plus
1,000. At the highest, it was at plus 1,000.
I saw it at plus 800 personally.
It ended at plus 800.
Jesus Christ.
So if you threw 100 on
that's
that,
on the in play. I don't know what it was to start the game.
that was to start the game.
I got to go back and look at my team.
That was to start the game. But at in play at one point, which I also got a little bit of money in on the in play, I waited specifically until the end of the game. I was like, this going to come down to who got the ball last. I was like, all right, TCU go score. They went and scored. Colorado got that ball last. I said, doo-doo. I got it at like plus 174. I threw 100 on it. I was like, yeah, give me that right now.
I think the fourth quarter is the best time to catch you an in play.
Yeah.
You remember that season? I went on a 47-game win streak.
Yeah, because of them fourth quarters.
Just in plays. I didn't bet on nothing but in plays.
Because in
all
plays
in the fourth quarter.
It makes a difference, and that's crazy.
Why are you sitting here watching college football all day? In play betting.
In play betting. Outside of that particular game, the other game that I did want to mention that was exciting for the weekend was Oregon versus Texas Tech. So if you were on the Texas Tech side, that was a bad beat. But I was on the Oregon side. And Oregon, they did what they needed to do. They gave me some money. They gave me you said that game was trash?
No, the next game.
Oh, I'm not even bringing that one up. So this particular game here, Oregon, 13 versus Texas Tech, ranked number 13. If you literally Oregon covered their spread of 6.5, and at some points it was at 4.5 against the spread. But Oregon covered that spread in literally the last 30 seconds with a pick six.
I know you were sick.
Bro, I was sitting in this chair right here, sitting here. I said, I'm sitting here watching the game. Literally watching the game. I'm like, man. I text my boy Ronald. I said, man, at least I'm going to hit the money line, but they're going to lose me on this point spread. And then I'm watching the game. Pick six. This is me. Nigga!
You know I haven't bet on Oregon since Chip Kelly?
And the craziest thing, let me tell you the craziest thing with that. Nigga! Hype, right? Janique's downstairs. Zoe's downstairs. Zoe tells Janique, Daddy said nigga.
Your kids say nigga in this house?
No, she just repeats everything I say, bro.
She just knows she's not supposed to say it.
And that's why she laughed after it. Daddy said nigga. But man, what was you saying, bro? My bad.
No, I was just saying I haven't bet on the Oregon game since Chip Kelly was there.
You know what? It's hard to bet on Oregon games because you never know. You really never know.
You really got to like pay attention to like teams like Oregon because they can be so good because they're so fast. Or they can be so fast that they're just out of control.
And it's bad.
Yeah.
And it just get bad. And they allow people to come back because they're all tired. And it's wild. It's a wild time. It's a wild time.
How you feel about the college slate this week, man?
This week looks super iffy, and it's generally that on week 3. Always, it's real iffy.
Why do you think it's like that?
Because week 3 is generally the time where that's the last of your cupcake schedule. The odds maker is not going to make it easy, and
about to start divisional
and you go into conference games in week 4. So some teams play teams that they're probably just overlooking. And that's stuff that you got to watch for when you're betting is that if you got a game, let's say, and we just hypothetically going to throw this out because I don't know. Let's say you got USC, right, this week, which they're on a bye, so don't look for it. It's a hypothetical. USC this week, and they're playing somebody like Southern Utah, right? And then next week they have UCLA, right? That particular game would be considered a trap game because they might come out and show up in the first quarter, first half, but once they go up so much, which you know they're going to go up so much, they're going to start benching their players, and the third string is going to get in. You know what I mean? Right. And that allows backdoor covers because guess what? They're no longer focused on Southern Utah. Generally, they wasn't focused on Southern Utah anyway. Right. They were already... I've actually been a part of programs where they was like, you know what, we ain't worried about this game. We're going to start actually putting in game films and putting in plays to play this team 2 weeks later. You know what I mean? So that happens, and that really does happen in sports. So make sure you pay attention this weekend. As far as the write-ups, you might get one from NCAA. If you don't get one from NCAA and you're a Patreon member, just understand that the reason why you ain't get it is just because it's just too iffy. I have a lot of film to go through just to see if I can find the edge this week. There's a couple that I have on my radar because I'm going to have action in for Saturday. I'm just trying to be smart about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
NFL slate looks really good coming up. So I want to roll over into the NFL news.
How many for? Don't tell me who.
Yeah.
How many for shows do you have for the NFL this week?
For sure, for the NFL this week. If I'm going to look at the slate right now, and are we talking about spreads or are we talking about points?
Whatever, you all the options.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. I say 6.
So I'm pretty sure you're gonna put them on the list for the write-ups for the people who buy into the Patreon.
Yeah, that's. So I'm gonna dive into that and then go and see who I want. You know what I mean? I might get a little greasy this weekend and just throw out hey, if you want to throw $5 on the parlay, try this because it's just a try. You know what I mean?
Where are you gonna put that out at in the Patreon?
It'll be in the Patreon.
Okay, so you also get into this Patreon.
Yeah, if I ever do anything to where like I feel like real good about something and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna just throw it out there. Just keep in mind that when I just throw out something like a parlay like that, I'm not putting a lot of my bankroll in. And I know we didn't discuss bankroll too much, which I will probably need to get into a little bit.
We probably should.
But when it comes down to it, parlays, you don't really put too much steam in it. And that's because that's money that, you know, as you build the parlay, the odds of winning that just dwindles. So, and I'll give you an example from a ticket that I had. And if you follow us on Instagram, you've seen that ticket. But going over into the NFL injury report, just really quick. Sad to say, and keep in mind that you need to pay attention to the injury report because this is going to affect your bets going forward always.
It affects the line, it affects the outcome,
everything.
It affects everything.
Everything. Once this injury happens, if you pay attention before, they might have a lineup, and it's going to change right away.
And we've also mentioned it before on other episodes, but since we're here, we might as well bring it up again. 90 minutes before kickoff,
yes,
the NFL is obligated to provide you with inactives. So they will let you know that you'll see who's on the injury report list, but 90 minutes before kickoff of that game, they will let you know who is not going to play. If they're on that inactive list, keep in mind that the spread is going to be affected by this inactive list. So,
yep. And
for those who like to bet early,
yes,
those are the risks that you take by not knowing.
Absolutely.
But those that like to wait before kickoff, you got 90 minutes before your game starts to know that, okay, he ain't playing. Keep in mind, you do have some times where there are late scratches where during warm-ups, somebody can twist an ankle. Oh, they're not going to play.
Yep.
Those things you got to keep in mind, but just pay attention if you're really getting into it.
And while Mar said that, you also have to keep in mind that that's what makes having a sports betting app really good because now you know, like, okay, I don't have to go wait in line because if you've ever been at a casino to go put your bet in, Milo always going crazy, man.
He got that dog in him.
He got that dog in him again. But as Marv said, the bets, if you have the sports betting app, it is best to have that because if you've ever been to a sports book, then you know that them lines get really crazy right before kickoff because they got that information too.
I would suggest anybody who has Twitter, which is also known as X now.
Yes.
Before you place your bets, if it's within 90 minutes, search whatever team you're
NFL
questioning.
injury report.
No, just search in the team inactives.
Yeah.
And then you'll see what the team put out.
Yeah. True.
So also look at what the actual team is posting. That way you know, okay, he ain't playing. I might not want to put this on my parlay. I might not want to straight bet this because of this reason. So
true. And then just to go through that injury report really quick, and we're not going to stay on it. Aaron Rodgers out for the season, Achilles. You said you had a thought on that, right?
Yeah, like I'm gonna ask you first. What do you think that the Jets should do? Unless you want me to go ahead and
What I feel like the
take
Jets
wheel.
is going to do
Ride with Zach Wilson.
is they might not have a choice but to ride with Zach Wilson. And the wildest thing is that they gave up Mike White over the offseason too.
Which is crazy.
So it's looking real bad
who's
for
the
them
next
right
backup?
now. I don't know.
I don't think they have another quarterback on the roster.
I don't know. I have to look it up. I don't know. I don't know, bro. Because they had they literally put all their chips in Aaron Rodgers. All their eggs in that basket.
If I was the Jets right now, I'm cutting ties with Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
He's 39 years old.
And it's going to be hard to come back from that
Achilles.
Yeah.
It's going to take a year and a half just before he's able to like getting,
And before he got hurt,
motion to play.
if you watched how he rolled out, bro, he didn't have that same rollout juice that he used to have.
No.
He looked real old.
He looked like he was 39 years old.
He was struggling.
And also, like we've seen people come back from Achilles tears, but they've never been 39 years old.
No.
You know what I'm saying? We've seen Adrian Peterson come back from a torn ACL and become better than what he was before. He was also under the age of 24 years old.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
Deshaun
my
Watson,
thing was
2 of them.
For real.
In college. Still balling.
So my thing is, if I'm the Jets, I'm going to go ahead and cut ties with him, just pay him his guaranteed money, because he's not going to play no more.
Which is going to make it hard
keep in
because
mind,
you're cap strapped now.
True. This is very true. And this man was also like on the verge of retiring. He went to a 48-hour darkness retreat to see if he ever wanted to play again. He just tore his Achilles. You think he's finna go out there and play football again?
That boy going on a 9-month darkness retreat now.
Bro, an Achilles tear is at least 18 months, and that's for somebody who's 22 years old.
Yes.
So if I'm the Jets,
Cut ties?
I'm paying him out, cutting ties, because he's already under contract, and we got him for 4 snaps.
4 snaps. I don't even think he has a yard recorded as a Jet.
No. 4 snaps. And so I would go after somebody like Matthew Stafford, who's already like not looking forward to an extension.
And he's on the twilight of his career. I want to say this is the last year on his contract.
I want to say
right?
this is the last year on his contract.
That's
not
idea.
a lot of money you got to come out the pocket. Go ahead and get him. Give the Rams whatever they want for him. Yeah. You at least know that you got a quarterback caliber quarterback. You can Super Bowl caliber quarterback. I'm sorry. And then you can, if you want to extend them, you can do so.
And the thing is it still puts you in that sense of we're playing for the win right now.
Right now.
Because
if you want to win right now, that might be the best option for them.
That defense?
Unless you call Tom Brady, who's just going to tell you no.
That defense is ready to win right now. Right now. Breece Hall came back and ready to win mode now.
I told
he was a little tired.
Breece Hall was ready to go.
Hey, on that long run, that breakout run he had, that last year would have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
But you could tell he was just out of shape from that.
Yeah,
but hey, that's not a bad idea, man. That needs to be a real. But that's not a bad idea right there. I actually like that.
Timestamp this. We're going to make this a real.
But outside of that, unfortunately, J.K. Dobbins is out again. He tore his Achilles.
I had to cut him from my fantasy today.
Man, I stayed away from J.K.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing a fantasy football league.
Yeah, you told me. Thanks.
It's crazy. But I will explain it later because it's a different league than what we're used to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, J.K. Dobbins out for the season. Achilles also.
But we'll see him again.
The Ravens really took a hit, though, because Ronnie Stanley out again week to week right now with a knee sprain. Yeah. I didn't write down his name, but the center for the Ravens, he is also out week to week right now. So you're out for your starting running back, you're out your starting left tackle, you're out your center this week. So that's going to affect your bet. I thought about it.
I still like Baltimore.
And then you have defensive tackle Cameron Hayward, who was out, likely going to IR for 5 to 6 weeks and probably be out on the Steelers roster. You also have Deontay Johnson, who is out maybe a few weeks, definitely out this week with a hamstring. Personally, I like George Pickens, and I'm not going to go too far past that.
That's probably why they got dogged by the 49ers.
Man, offensive tackle Jake Conklin for the Browns, he's out, torn ACL, which sucks because that, he's a key part, and he was really good when he was with Tennessee. But I want to say that's what got him out of Tennessee was the injuries. Right. Linebacker Nakobe Dean for the Eagles, he is week to week with a foot injury.
I didn't expect you to say that right.
Yeah, I know Nakobe. I know Nakobe.
I'm proud of you,
bro. Nakobe Dean.
I'm proud of you.
Say it again, Nakobe Dean with the Eagles. He's out with a foot injury. So that's, but
Did they ever come out and say how severe it was yet?
No, they didn't. He's week to week right now, but the Eagles got it. They dogs. Really rolling over into our dog of the week segment, which is back right now. We gonna say offensive. I was up in the air. I personally had a tie with this from the same team, but we agreed on this one, and we went with Tyreek Hill,
the cheetah.
11 catches.
It was hard to choose between him
and Tua
and his quarterback.
Yeah, because Tua went nuts.
But
week one again, so
we're already aware that we know what Cheetah's goal is.
Yeah,
2,000 yards. He's on pace
already.
So I got my eye on the Cheetah. I couldn't draft him.
And guess what? Remember how I did bring up that Tua, when played, went 10 for 13 on his props? There's one.
He hit it again.
So pay attention. Defensive. We're going to have to throw that over to our defense.
The Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Them
defense
boys
/
nuts.
special teams.
Yeah, them boys went nuts, bro. I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect
Honestly,
that.
If I'm being honest with y'all, the spread on that was what, 3.5?
3.5.
And I was questioning the 3.5.
At first, yeah.
I questioned the 3.5.
I took money line.
40 burger. Shutout.
What really surprised me the most with that was watching from start to finish that they literally, once they blocked that field goal,
that was an entirely different team.
They said, you know what? I don't even want you to score. They were literally dogging them.
Well, they get like 2 first downs
start
after that?
to finish.
They got 2 first downs.
I'm still surprised Daniel Jones was in the game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Right before, once he got that last sack, they were like, yeah.
He should have got pulled in the third.
Man, that coach, they ball wrong for that, bro. They really, this ain't college.
They wrong for giving him that contract.
They been wrong for giving him.
Seriously, no, let's be real. They wrong for giving him that contract. Man. They should have made sure Saquon got what he deserved.
Yes.
And they did not.
Did you?
Granted, I understand why they didn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get
injuries.
it. I really do get it.
Absolutely.
However, this is your offense.
Yes.
And he still got shut down to 63 total yards for the day.
Did you see everybody's face on that team? They was like this. Is it time to go eat,
Is it time to go
eat? Man. But that, hey.
You couldn't get me to sit in the stands in the rain and watch the rest of that if I'm a Giants fan.
Not at all.
Sorry, Alex.
Great game. Give me that defense every weekend.
There hasn't been in week 1, there hasn't been a goose egg shutout like that since like 1996.
They said they want to be remembered with the top dogs.
That's one hell of a start.
So that's a great start.
That's one hell of a start.
Bum of the week back. Bum of the week.
Oh my God.
We back with the bum of the week. Who we got for this week's bum of the week?
Josh Allen. He has paid out somebody's incentive for their contracts in week 1.
3 picks.
In an old boy contract, he was told that if you get 3 picks throughout the season,
you get $250,000.
We'll pay you $250,000.
Got it.
Pay me.
Week 1.
Where
my check?
He got all 3 of them.
Give it to me.
And not only that,
give me my money.
Josh Allen also was responsible for a fumble as well.
Yes.
So that's 4 turnovers, my boy.
Bro, if you watch the game,
last year we said Josh Allen was going to take them to the Super Bowl.
Josh was looking lost. I feel like personally, yes, Stephon Diggs is an amazing wide receiver, but sometimes you have to know that it's okay to not just try to force him the ball every time, because you had stuff that was open because you were trying to force it to him. And yes, I understand that your top dog wide receiver wants to get the ball, but you have to be that leader and say, yeah, he definitely won't want to get out of there now.
I understand what I was hearing in the offseason.
Man, absolutely. But bum of the week, Josh Allen.
These chairs comfortable, bro.
Bum of the week.
I'm sorry, I gotta throw it out there.
Bum of the week, Josh Allen. We want to roll over, not too long, stick with it, roll on over to the games this week. Again, going forward, we're only covering our favorite games to watch this week. Generally, we're going to give you a 10 o'clock, a 1 o'clock, and a 5 o'clock game. This week, the 1 o'clock schedule is not that good as far as, of course, I'm going to watch the Cowboys at 1 o'clock.
We can't talk Cowboys every single episode.
Yeah, absolutely. And they play the Jets, so, we'll see what happens.
Which I feel like is going to be a low-scoring game.
Absolutely. So take the under.
Unless our defense goes nuts.
Take the under for free.
Unless our defense they score, you might be in for a rude awakening.
Hey, I took the under and was sweating.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
How do you think our offense is going to hold up? Because we still don't know what we have yet.
I don't know yet. We'll know that.
We still don't know what
maybe
we got.
We might know next week.
I want to see Brandon Cooks get loose.
He going to get loose.
I want to see him get loose.
Not this week, but he going to get loose. Because that Jets defense.
He might.
I don't know, man. That Jets defense, man.
He might, bro.
We gonna see.
We better than the Bills, bro.
But
you can't expect what they did to that offense.
Nah, but their cornerbacks is really legit.
They are.
So I'm gonna give them respect. So I gotta see what they gonna see. I gotta see. I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna.
Dak in the first 5 weeks of the season is always amazing.
Yeah, he better be amazing this week. And they are going to zoom in on CD Lamb. So it might be a Brandon Cooks weekend.
Defenses, bro. Who you think got the best pass rush on both teams?
Us.
Who you think got the best linebacker core?
Them.
DBs.
Them.
What? You think so?
I don't know. Actually, us. I forgot. We got Stephon.
Stephon makes
Stephon and Trayvon Diggs. Like
if we still had Anthony Brown, bro, I'm giving it to the Jets.
Yeah, giving it to them. But
he gonna give up the pennies.
I say us. I did forget about that. So us, yes. But overall, it's going to be a good defensive game for sure. But getting out of that, going into the week 2,
put up another 40 burger on there.
Going into the week 2 preview. So the morning game, one of the morning games we want to discuss is the Ravens versus Cincinnati Bengals. We won't be here too long. When we already rolling out on time. So without J.K. Dobbins, Justin Hill looked really nice. We do have to see what they're going to look like. I have to go back to the game film just to see when Staley and the center got hurt, just to see how they were operating without both of them, because that's going to play a part in what I bet personally. The positives is that the Ravens, they showed pretty well last week. You didn't see much of the offense just yet, too. It was just kind of like, defense did their thing. Justice Hill, a lot of people picked him up off the waiver wires. I was one of them in one of my leagues.
I couldn't.
So I definitely had to get him off the waiver wires in one of my leagues. I was looking for him at all, but they swooped him up real quick. Bengals showed terrible last week with Joe Burrow after signing that contract, but he also didn't practice
what's
for a
crazy?
few weeks. So
I feel like moving forward, everybody who gets a contract is going to be the highest paid whatever in NFL history, because they have been screwing this market up so bad.
So bad.
It's
terrible.
Yeah. That's why you have these conversations about such and such not getting paid enough. That's why you get people like Daniel Jones getting the money that he got.
Absolutely.
Because he was the next man up.
And
Joe Burrow did it the right way.
He waited it out.
Let me be the last one.
Let me wait it out after Lamar.
Granted, whatever they give him, I feel like he's still worth it.
Absolutely.
I just feel like they shouldn't have wasted all this money on him and should have put more money into that offensive line.
I still have a feeling about that, and I will discuss that on another episode when it comes to the quarterback contracts, but we'll discuss that another episode. But what are you expecting about this game?
If the pass rush can get to Joe Burrow again, I see the Ravens getting some dog money out of here. Even with the injuries that they've endured, if that pass rush can get to Joe Burrow, I can see the Ravens walking out here with a victory.
I personally think that this is going to be a good game. This might be one of your classic rivalry games between the two. I expect to see way more from Joe next week or this week. I expect to see a little bit more from Lamar. I definitely expect to see Lamar running the ball. So whatever his rushing props is, I'm going to take that, because if it's low enough, he's going to have to bounce up out of that pocket, simply because he's down 2 blockers.
Now, what's going to make or break their offensive scheme for the week is going to be Mark Andrews being back in that lineup.
Yeah,
he was a late scratch last week. Yeah. I didn't look into it and see why.
That's a big play.
But yeah, that's
his security blanket for sure. And Zay Jones is going to show out eventually, and Odell will get his legs up under him too. So I'm excited to see week 2 going forward. So I personally expect a good game. So if I was to just throw out something, I'm going to expect the under on that game. And this is no official bets when we talking about these previews.
If you want the official bets, you got to get a part of the Patreon.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's just the under on that that I'm expecting to happen. And I would say under 40 is what I'm expecting. I don't even know what the under over is right now.
That's reasonable for that division, though.
Yeah. I don't know what the over. Actually, let me check.
I'll tell you right now. Go ahead, keep going. I'll let you know.
So speaking of the next game, there's another 10 o'clock game. That's the Chiefs versus the Jaguars. We're talking about a 10 o'clock game.
46.5.
46.5. Yeah, give me the under. But going back to the Chiefs versus the Jaguars, 10 o'clock game. Last week, the Chiefs were without Travis Kelce and Chris Jones. Travis Kelce, the injury. Chris Jones to contract.
And Chris Jones will be active this week.
Chris Jones will be active. We knew that was coming watching that game.
I'll text you during the game. He'll be signed this week.
He'll be signed
this week.
Hey, look, Patrick Mahomes probably went and get him back in here.
However,
now
Travis Kelce still might be kind of marinating a little bit.
So they
I don't
did
know if
say
you ever endured a hyperextension of your knee. That ain't no joke.
It's no joke.
You seen Joe Theismann?
Yes.
That boy toes touch his nipples. That's the nastiest injury I've ever seen. And if you get close to an injury like that, you get your mind going.
Yeah, but and the craziest thing is he's also aging now. He's up there. He's actually 34? That's pretty old in NFL years.
So from what I've been seeing,
he's back in practice limited.
Yeah, he's practicing, but he's not
limited.
Yeah, he's limited. So you don't want to get out there until you full speed, especially a guy of his caliber.
Yeah,
you just don't want to throw him out there and he's not going to give you all he got.
That and you don't want to rush him back too soon because it's early.
Back too soon.
It's early.
That's why I wouldn't judge nobody for taking the Jags plus 3.5.
And to be honest with you,
or getting that dog money.
I thought about it because the Jaguars, man, they are showing up.
They're on up and
they're learning how to win. They're learning how to finish games. And, Travis
Ridley is going to fit well with that offense, bro.
Man, Calvin Ridley is getting that money, boy. Getting that money.
I do have Trevor Lawrence as my quarterback on my fantasy.
I'm mad because I got Calvin Ridley, and I tried to get a stack, Travis Lawrence and Calvin Ridley, but somebody swiped me. Swiper. Swiper, no swiping.
Haters in the
swiped me. But that particular game, I'm expecting a semi bounce back from Kansas City. The Jaguars, I do feel like they're going to put on a show as well, and it is in Jacksonville, so they'll be home. I expect Lil Duval to be at that game.
I can expect a great second half in that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm probably going to chill on the first because both of these quarterbacks are going to give you everything you want to see in the third and the fourth quarter.
Yes, sir. Best play for me.
That might be one of the best games to watch on this slate.
No, absolutely.
If we're keeping it a buck,
we got to see where we're going to watch that game. I think I want to go watch the games that day. But as
this
far
Sunday
as,
fun day, we definitely getting out to watch the game.
Yeah, I gotta go watch.
Especially if I have another Saturday like last week.
Man, absolutely. Outside of that, the last game that we want to discuss really quick. Miami Dolphins versus the New England Patriots. That's the 5:20 game. Tua to Tyreek is going to be electric again. I do expect Tua to get Jalen Waddle more involved into this game.
I hope so because I got Jalen Waddle.
No, I definitely expect him to be more involved. I want to say what he has.
Do you think the Patriots have an answer for that?
I don't.
I don't either. That's why I wonder why this spread is three points.
And the reason why it's 3 points is because Patriots is at home.
At least put a hook on there and make it make some sense.
They giving them the Patriots respect.
You mean I only have to buy it down to 3? Give me the Dolphins, bro.
They giving them the Patriots respect, which is, you definitely do when they're at home. But they were at home last week, and they did. They opened off slow, but if it comes down to a track meet, they're not keeping up.
No, absolutely not.
They're not keeping up. So I would say,
I think the key to that game is them giving Tua some time.
Definitely.
If that offensive line can give Tua some time,
They give Tua time.
New England don't stand a chance, bro.
Man, that's going to be I personally think that'll be a good game to watch.
Oh, it's the night game,
too.
too.
Yeah, it's a night game.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely think that'll be a good game to watch. But I definitely expect the
Dolphins.
grill. Maybe.
We should hop on the grill.
Maybe.
Yeah, man.
We'll see. I got to check something.
Smoke some meat.
Pause.
Where's that flag at? Throw that thing up.
I said pause.
Nah, bro.
I said pause, bro. That's the rule. If I say it before you, it don't count.
Man, come on, man. Outside of that, that's our review for the week. Dog pick of the week. Did you want to give yours and I give mine? Because I couldn't agree with you on
Or should we just give it on the Patreon?
Nah, we going to give it to him on the show.
You want to give him one?
Yeah, well, dog money.
I'm going to keep it a buck with you, bro.
We can keep this flowing. Patreon, I mean, y'all going to get the write-ups. Y'all going to get anything extra.
I'm going to keep it a buck with you, bro. I'm going to have to say Baltimore, bro.
You like Baltimore?
With the injuries, I still like Baltimore.
That's a bold pick.
The Bengals ain't giving what
Cincinnati, right?
Bengals ain't giving what they supposed to give.
It's in Cincinnati too.
It's in Cincinnati.
That's a bold pick. So you taking a money line, dog money, or money line, dog money, or you talking points plus?
Nah, bro, we said dog. I'm money line.
I mean, they still a dog if they underdog.
Nah, bro.
You talking about the dog?
That dog money is plus money.
Well, if I'm gonna go with any team personally, I wish it was reversed. Packers was my favorite dog last week.
Man,
and I
wanted to bet the opposite. I left it alone.
I got a lot of money out of that game.
I know you did. You took the dog money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, I'm proud of you.
Absolutely.
I'm so proud of you.
My dog money pick of the week, I'm going to say Houston Texans. They're at home.
You know what's funny?
The Colts.
I like that only because they're at home and that defense is crazy. However, I think Anthony Richardson is going to get him one on the ground.
Yeah.
Because he can't throw it.
Yeah. But this is the thing, too. I feel like the Texans went too crazy with trying to allow C.J. Stroud to throw last week. Yeah. Go back to what you did good last year.
No, run the ball. Be good at what you're good at. Run the ball and focus on that defense, bro.
Yes. Let C.J. Stroud grow slowly. Run the ball.
If they can force Anthony Richardson to throw the ball, they got themselves a victory, bro.
No, absolutely. And I definitely like the Texans. Before we up out of here, speaking of that one team that killed my ticket particularly in my parlay, and this is why you don't put too much into the parlay. I had an 8-leg parlay. It was mixed with some college, some pro. I was waiting on the Seahawks. I took the Seahawks money line. I'm talking money line.
Oh, man.
I put $32 on this ticket. And if that ticket would have hit, it would have hit for $1,663. They also did me in on another ticket where I felt really good and was just my money line ticket. I was waiting on the Seahawks and the Cowboys. I knew that we was going to do it. But that ticket would have won me $300. So that would have, off them 2 tickets alone, bro. That's 2 G's.
Well, since we being transparent, should I just go ahead and go over the tickets I had this week?
What you have?
Keep in mind, I did hit me a 5-teamer.
I hit 8 tickets on college.
I only put in 3 tickets, bro. I put in 3 tickets. I put in a 10-leg money line ticket. Mm-hmm. I can tell you exactly who was on that bad boy if you just give me 2 seconds to open this up.
I'm still mad that Seahawks, bro.
So on my 10-leg for Saturday, I took Colorado money line, bang. Utah money line, bang. Notre Dame money line, bang.
Absolutely.
Ole Miss money line, bang. Iowa, bang. UTSA, bang. Oklahoma, bang. Syracuse, bang. And then we have Wisconsin.
Bang, 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 bang. Nah.
Then we have Houston.
I wouldn't have touched
So on that
Wisconsin.
10-leg, I went 8 out of 10.
I wouldn't have touched Wisconsin simply because this guy might be the most kept secret in college football right now, and that's Cameron Ward. Pay attention to him.
Yeah,
the quarterback for Washington State is very legit. The boy is a thrower, and he can run the ball.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I wouldn't have touched that, and I didn't, because I felt like if it got down to a race and they got the ball last, he can do it. But that was a great ticket.
Yeah, it was, bro.
That was a great ticket.
I did lose on Sunday. I'm gonna tell you my winners in a second, but we're being transparent. Being transparent.
Absolutely.
Because I don't win everything.
Yeah, we don't.
But let me tell you how I lost it though. You'd be like, oh boy. So I had a 7-leg teaser. On this teaser, I went 5 out of 7.
Okay.
So I'll tell you my losers first. I took the Steelers +8. I teased it 6 points.
The Steelers killed everybody.
They killed everybody.
Even our teaser challenge for dog money, teaser challenge in the Patreon, the Steelers killed that.
I also took the Vikings +2. I teased it to 2. And Baker Mayfield, he went out there and had a day. That boy had a time.
Had a time.
But I banged on Washington -1. I banged on Jacksonville +2.5. Banged on the Titans +9. Banged on the Falcons +2.5. Banged on Baltimore -3.5. Now to the winning slate. So let's go to the 2-teamer. This one pushed though on the bottom end. I took Colorado -2.5. Bang. I took Colorado Utah -7. That pushed, but I got my money back for the initial bet plus my winnings for the 1-teamer.
Right.
And then the moneymaker that I had a 5-leg parlay. I took Notre Dame -7. Bang. Kansas State -15. Bang. Ole Miss -8. Bang. Late cover, by the way.
Late cover.
Late cover, by the way.
But when they got going, they got going.
My Sooners, I took a -16.
Easy.
Bang. And I took Texas Longhorns +7.
I'm going to be honest with you. Although I called it weeks before, I didn't have the heart to bet against them.
You know what's funny?
I was like, I can't.
It's so funny that you say that because I was actually going to put Texas money line on my money line ticket.
Me too.
Instead of, I think I was going to put them there instead of Houston.
Yeah.
And I went Houston because they were playing Rice. I'm like, they should beat the panties off of them. Wrong. Wrong. But, in the state of gambling, you win some.
You lose some.
But when you win, you live. You live to fight another day.
Hey, it's all about bankroll management at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Don't go too crazy. It's week 2 of the NFL, week 3 of college. We got a long season ahead of us.
Yeah, but when you have a $1,000 week, bro, sky's the limit for the next week. So I'm finna go nuts.
I'm trying to make sure I tell myself don't do nothing crazy.
I'm going to do something crazy.
I'm going to do something crazy, but not too crazy.
God, it's me again. I seen somebody hit for $300,000 last week on a $15
Let me tell you something.
parlay.
I'm gonna stop showing
what you're doing. I'm
gonna stop showing my money now. I'm gonna show the tickets,
so
but I'm
I don't gotta
showing
be
my
transparent
money.
no more.
Only time I'm gonna be real transparent is if I hit something crazy, like super crazy.
Bet.
And then I'm pulling out that Club Shay Shay to have a sip on when we recording this show. So keep in mind,
I guess I can
go and lock
Pure White if I hit another one.
Yes, sir. Go and lock in with us on the Patreon. We out here helping y'all get this money, investing. If y'all have any other questions and you're in the Patreon, leave a message there. We can message you back. That's easy. If you do have any questions for the show, hit us up on our IG, hit us up on our Twitter. Don't hit me up personally because I open up text messages and I forget. Yes. Outside of that, you got anything for us, bro?
I'm gonna just say what I say every week. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell 10, to tell 20, because we getting this
dog money. If you smell that grass.
Thank you for tuning in to episode 8, everybody. We made some money last week. We're about to make some money this week, so tune in, enjoy the fun.
Take time.
Let's get some. You believe now.
We believe.
Do you believe now?
Get that money. Dog money.
I'm out. I'll see y'all later.
That nigga said I ain't cleaning up or nothing.